Hola, buenas tardes. Can everybody hear me? My name is Chip. I am the onboarding manager for IPWE. My colleague Franklin and I support all of our sellers, buyers, and partners on the network. It really is our responsibility, our primary focus, to make working with IPWE simple, easy, and stress-free. Now, we have other jobs, but honestly, we are all about making patent transactions simple and efficient for people. As Vince said, there is far too many complications, expenses involved in a traditional patent transaction. And IPWE was built from the ground up with the idea of adding liquidity to the market, making small patent portfolios profitable to transact, helping people understand the value of their portfolios, helping people understand the landscape, their competitors. And for us, and Franklin and I, really that's what we try and do. We are kind of evangelists for this. We really want to help people. IPWE, the platform and the people behind it, are very focused on building out a network, building liquidity in the patent market, and really especially in areas like Latin America. We're looking for everything possible to help people find these portfolios and bring them to market. Now, our tools, as Vince said, we are a blockchain-enabled company, but we're not a blockchain company. We're not really an AI company either. What we do is we use these tools to make patent transactions efficient. Strangely enough, we don't really charge for them either. We want people to use IPWE. We want people to come to our platform, interact, see their patents, and use the tools we have available. What I want to just give you some idea is really how easy it is. I'm just going to share my screen real quick. Let's hope this works. All right. Very simply, this is IPWE.com. Now, most of our tools are completely free, and a lot of them, you don't even have to log in or create an account. Currently, I'm not logged in. I can go to the platform and search patents, technologies, and companies from over 200 jurisdictions around the world without being logged in. Simply, I click research. I want to check a company. I can go and look for, say, Google. And this will pull up a list of all the patents who have the assignee of Google. Now, just to make this simple, you see this little building here. If I turn this off, select this, I can search by technology. For example, if we wanted to do 5G wireless, probably shouldn't have searched for 5G since there's probably about 1 million results or more in here. All right, let's not search for 5G wireless. But just to give you an idea, if you switch this off, then you can go back to, my fault, you can go back to the searching for just actual patent numbers in here. So straight patent numbers, technology, or search by company. Now, if we want to create an account, you can just go to register. Again, this is how simple it is. Again, we were able to search by technology, company, and patent number without ever creating an account. Don't have to be logged in or anything. Now, the next level is just creating a simple account. And all we have to use is your name and an email. Actually, that is all that's required. We prefer if you put your company name in there, but you do not have to. Once you do this, it's going to send you an email to create a password. Now, I'm not going to create another account, but once you log in, all right, unfortunately, Network error. I'm sure it's me. There we go. Now, this is my account. Now, say we went back and we wanted to search again, and we wanted to search by company. Let's try something simple here. This is very valuable because it's going to allow you to perhaps save portfolios. So I did a search for company XYZ, and if I wanted to create a portfolio, by clicking on portfolio, I can look at any of these 371 patents, select any one I want. I can add those to a portfolio, create the portfolio, give it a name. It's going to generate the portfolio. And here you see it, probably still generating. But if we wanted to go look at another company, just as an example, how easy this is, keep in mind, we went in, we just searched, and what we're going to do once we pull up the portfolio, network must be tired today. And here's a portfolio that I'd saved before. I can simply copy this link, and I could put it in an email and send it to anybody in the world. So if there was a patent or a portfolio that you were working with, you want to share it with somebody, you can send it, anybody with an email address. In fact, you can even put it in a Word document, a presentation. Now the next level, after you've created an account, as Vince mentioned, we do want people to be verified. That being that everyone on our network, we want them to be the real entity that they represent. So we do ask for a verification, which for a person is simply a picture of a driver's license or a passport and a selfie. And for businesses, we want them to supply us with some kind of corporation documents, tax documents, just so we're sure of who they are. We do it with everybody, and in fact, we also do it with assets. So if somebody wants to transact a portfolio with us, we actually do a title search on it. We look, see who the owner is, and we verify their ownership. We just don't want people to start a transaction that's going to be fraudulent. We're protecting everybody on the network. But from here, like I said, you can create a deal room. In the deal room, I'm not going to create one, but what this gives you is the opportunity to create a secure private deal room where you can invite specific people to look at a specific portfolio, actually upload supporting documents. Sometimes it's the know-how behind it. Sometimes it might be, say, claim charts, anything, and have a conversation or even a negotiation with those people you select, all in a secure private area. And then the last thing we're just going to take a look at, here are some current offers. Now, these are real live offers on the platform. I'm not going to go in and mess with these, but you can see some of these over on the right, they indicate sale. Some of them indicate license. Now, we also do private offers that are not published here. Some sellers don't want anyone to know that they're selling it, don't want them to know it's for sale. They're private. In this case, these are all the public offers. And you will also see we offer an option for NDA protection. So if I want to get in and look at this, we know this is a single-sided ITO touch device. In order to see this, I would have to download the NDA, sign it, upload it, and the seller would be able to review that NDA and either grant access or deny access. But let's just take a look at something that we can actually look at here. All right, let's take a look at this one. Again, this is just how simple we make it to transact, as opposed to all the hurdles, all the third parties that are normally associated with traditional patent transactions. In this case, we can see this is a sale. We can see exactly how much it is. If we want to download the agreement to review it, perhaps send it to an attorney if that's something you want to do. We can see supporting documents that support this. We can see the average quality and validity score of the entire portfolio. We can see each patent associated with it and the Q and V score. And if we want to, we can agree to buy. I'm not going to do that, but just to give you an idea how simple it is. Traditional world, you have to go through many lawyers, analysts, experts in order to even understand your patent. We're able to transact in a matter of minutes. All right, now the next part, and I like to emphasize this to everyone, is, there have been a lot of patent marketplaces, different patent type platforms, and some work somewhat well, many have failed. The primary thing that IPwe looked at when we went into this is, if we're going to be successful, we can't be passive. We have to build an active network, a network of buyers, sellers, our commercialization specialists, ambassadors, law firms, technology experts that support the transaction. And we have offices in China, in Europe, in the United States. Our network extends to our commercialization specialists, such as Bob Whitcow, who's on the call, our broker network across the entire globe, our experts who we use to evaluate technologies, law firms, and ambassadors such as David, who get IPwe out to different entities and help build this network. Without this active network, actually getting these good portfolios, many like the ones in Latin America, buyers would never see them if it wasn't for the network getting them out, getting them in front of potential buyers, say in Asia, in Europe, even in the United States. Point being, we are not passive. Everything IPwe does is active. We have active partners and we're actively working to facilitate transactions. And you're probably asking, what's the benefit to you? IPwe is success-based. We do not charge upfront for any of our services. Anything we do, we only get paid based on a successful transaction. So really, this is a partnership. We're always looking for the best sellers, the best buyers, the best portfolios, and the best members of our network so that everybody can make money. Now, a good example of this partner network is our good friend, David Hurtado and LicenciArte. We've been working forward with David for over a year now, which is kind of hard to believe. He's been a really good friend to us. We've learned a lot from him. He's really one of the best. I can't say enough about David. He's introduced us to many good friends in Latin America. David, thank you. He's very dedicated to bringing the technologies of Latin America to the world. He's truly an evangelist for these technologies. One of the exceptional people in universities we've met through David was Norma Calderon from IPICYT. Norma and IPICYT, like many university tech transfer offices, she had great technology and she was trying to find a good path to get them out and find good partners, really find good licensees. David introduced us to her, and the first thing we did was we took our entire portfolio and we ran it into our analytics. Now, our analytics allows us really to look at a portfolio, separate it, number one, by intelligent technology groups or clusters, similar clusters that make sense. Oftentimes, especially on the university level, it's very hard if you have a portfolio of 20 or 200, trying to figure out which patents are going to go together to support each other, that the market is going to see as logical, and in the end are going to attract buyers or licensees. In this case, Norma's portfolio had some 17 or so assets, and we created a portfolio and ran it through our AI engine. And first thing we look at here with the portfolio, it gives us an idea of priority year, just to see what the aging on the portfolio is. Second thing, and really kind of the most important, is we look and see what kind of market traction there is. Now, maybe market traction isn't everything, but the fact is that when there are sales and licenses taking place in a certain technology sector, it's active. There are people buying and acquiring. That's going to be really the first and best indicator whether a portfolio you have and want to transact can be transacted. Fact is, I mean, as Vince indicated, there are a lot of portfolios that never will be sold, never will be licensed. There's a lot of reasons for that, but what we want to do with Norma is highlight to her, you know, what are the better parts of this portfolio? Where are we going to have the best chances of facilitating a transaction? So we look at here, this is the portfolio broken down into intelligent clusters. And we can see this first cluster, the black line is indicating market activity, and the blue line just indicates basically what percentage of the portfolio is here. So this first one, there's 2 of these patents are in it, no market activity. The second one, there's 5 patents in it, sadly no market activity. Now this third one, very interesting. She has 1 patent in it, and there's been 129 transactions in the last 3 years. Very interesting. Go down the line, and here's another single patent. There's been 14 transactions. This one, unfortunately, 0 transactions. Next one, there's been 11 transactions. A little better news. This one, 110 transactions, 1 patent, very good. And 6 transactions, back to 0 and 6. So what we did, we worked with Norma, and we wanted to be able to focus and help her, you know, we'll say the low-hanging fruit. So we took the first couple portfolios that we felt would be the easiest to facilitate, to actually get her some licensees, hopefully get her some cash flow. So let's just take a look real quick. We're going to take a look at this first one. We're going to filter it. Again, this is just kind of a general idea of how we sort of assess a portfolio. And it's going to take a moment. Hopefully. There we go. So what we do first is we look at the competitive position. I'm going to blow this up. Now this is showing the other similar strong portfolios, who the assignees are, and where the Norma's portfolio placed. Now we want it to be as high and over to the right as possible. But visually, this gives us an idea of how this portfolio stacks up against the other major competitors. And we can see it has a great V score and a very good Q score. We can see it is a strong portfolio. Next, we want to see, looking at the transactions that have been done, who has been buying. And I can blow this up. And this is over the last 3 years. These are the companies and how many transactions they made in the space. Now, this is a fairly active sector, which is good news. And we can see some of the big players who traditionally do buy, transact. So this is good news. And we go down. Now we look at the innovation level. What the innovation level is patenting in this space, in this technology space. Active patenting in the space indicates that there's still people solving problems and that people really kind of care about the technology. This green line shows a trend line, and the trend line continues to go up, that there's continues to be more and more entities patenting in the space. We can see the 3-year trend line is still going up, which to us is very good news. It's indicating that the companies are still problem solving, they're still interested in it, and there is potential for licensing and sales. And then the last thing we look at is technology relevance. These are citations to the similar portfolio and to actually the portfolio we're looking at. Again, we're looking at kind of the same thing. We're looking at trends here. We want to see this green line continuing to go up. People are citing these patents as foundational. The technology is relevant and it's important, which tells us that in the end, the portfolio will have market appeal. So just to kind of recap, what IPwe was able to do in literally 5 minutes that would take, a traditional patent transaction with normal analysts, third parties, months and tens of thousands of dollars. We were able to segment the portfolio. We were able to look at the landscape, see how strong it was versus the competitors. We were able to find the top buyers, sellers in the space. We were able to check the innovation level to see what the market interest is and look at the technology relevance to see if there's still interest in the technology, all in just a matter of minutes. And how much did it cost? It did not cost Norma anything. Now, for a little bit of insight on that, I believe our friend Norma is with us today.